From early in his career, Vincent Chin Gigante handed out street justice in his Greenwich Village neighborhood. Let's check it out. I'm James Gladwish and welcome to OC Shorts, bringing you detailed historical snapshots of the American Mafia and other organised crime. Feel free to subscribe if you like that sort of thing. Today, we're going to take a quick look at how Vincent Gigante handled problems in Greenwich Village. For many years, Vincent Chin Gigante based his operations primarily around the Greenwich Village area of Manhattan. As is famously known, and as I've covered in previous videos, Vincent Gigante was close with powerful mobster VIto Genovese, with Genovese utilising Gigante on several hits. As one FBI file states, NYT4 related that Genovese used Gigante on a number of hits several years ago, and that this put Gigante in solid with Genovese. Gigante was also the shooter in the failed attempt on Frank Costello's life. According to an informant, even before Vincent Gigante went to prison in 1959, he was the individual who was responsible for keeping order in the Greenwich Village section of Manhattan. As an FBI file reads, on February 19, 1960, NYT1 advised that Vincent the Chin Gigante, recently convicted for a narcotics violation, was the person who kept order in the Greenwich Village area, New York City. Another file would also state, prior to Gigante's present conviction, he was designated to handle all matters of discipline. Gigante was able to lay down the law in Greenwich Village due to his vicious reputation. One informant even stating that Gigante had no problem with torture. As an FBI file reads, T2 said that Gigante is extremely polite on the surface, but is a ruthless, cold-blooded person. He has no compunction against killing or mutilating anyone when ordered to do so. He is ambitious but obedient, and loyal to his boss, VIto Genovese. In the 1970s, it is said that Vincent Gigante was the man responsible for punishing individuals who broke the Mafia's alleged ban on dealing narcotics. As Larry McShane writes in his biography on Gigante, John and his brother John Gotti told a confidential informant in 1984 that Gigante was used by the Commission during the 1970s to execute mafiosi caught violating the ban on dealing heroin. Depending on the source that you read, in around 1981, Vincent Chin Gigante became the official boss of the Genovese Crime Family. However, Vincent Gigante chose to remain in the background, with Anthony Fat Tony Salerno used as the street boss of the family. And multiple FBI files throughout the early 1980s have Vincent Gigante listed as the underboss of the family, rather than as the official boss. One example being the following 1984 FBI file. It reads, Subject Vincent Gigante, aka Chin. Captioned subject is underboss of the Genovese Cosa Nostra LCN family in New York, and is the target of an FBI NYCPD task force investigation. During his time as boss of the crime family, Vincent Gigante kept his base of operations around Greenwich Village, and was often found at his Triangle Social Club on Sullivan Street nearby. In 1984, Carl Benedetti, also known as Bosco, was a low-level criminal who operated around the Greenwich Village area. He also worked at an illegal casino ran by a Genovese family captain. However, according to an FBI file, the 27-year-old Carl Benedetti had been causing problems in the area by robbing drug dealers, presumably without permission from the Genovese crime family. And in September 1984, Carl Benedetti was gunned down. As a January 1985 FBI file states, on September 20, 1984, Carl Benedetti, aka Carl Bosco, white male, date of birth March 22, 1957, was found shot to death and his body dumped on a Bronx street. Benedetti worked in an illegal casino, redacted information, Genovese capo, and close associate of subject. Benedetti was known to rob narcotics dealers and had a high-profile strong-arm reputation in Gigante's neighborhood, which appears to have become an embarrassment to Gigante and his crew. Although the exact motive for this murder is yet unknown, it is highly possible he was hit by members of the Genovese LCN acting on orders of redacted name or Gigante. Recent toll calls made from Benedetti's residence at 80 North Moore Street, New York City prior to his murder may provide information of value to this investigation. As we can see according to the file, the FBI believed that Carl Benedetti was possibly murdered because his behaviour had become an embarrassment to Vincent Gigante. The FBI couldn't confirm that Vincent Gigante was ultimately responsible for Carl Benedetti's death. However, in 1997, an interesting message appeared in the In Memoriam section of New York's daily newspaper. The message read, "Benedetti Carl, 9/20/84. It is finally done. Justice has been served, but it won't bring you back to us. You are still in our thoughts constantly. Love you always, Mum." The date of the published message from Carl Benedetti's mother was August 3rd, 1997, which was just 1 week after Vincent Gigante was convicted in late July that year for racketeering and conspiracy to commit murder. Perhaps a clear indication of who Carl Benedetti's mother held responsible for her son's murder. Even though officially Vincent Chin Gigante was not charged with Carl Benedetti's killing. The pain of Carl Bosco Benedetti's killing was of course still felt by his mother for many years. And in 2006, she posted another message in a newspaper. It read, "Benedetti Carl Bosco, 1957 to 1984. This was our best Christmas since you left us in 1984. Now we can all rest in peace. You are well loved and remembered, Mum." Carl Benedetti's mother had this message published in January 2006, just a few weeks after Vincent Chin Gigante had died in prison in December. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on the topic covered in this video. As always, I hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.